Did you know that for over 1,000 years, having illegitimate children was almost a royal tradition in France? From the very first king to the very last, secret affairs and unacknowledged heirs have shaped the course of French history. Today, we're diving deep into the complete list of every French king who had illegitimate children, from the year 481 all the way to 1848. Let us pull back the curtain on the scandalous private lives of these powerful men. We begin our journey with the Merovingian dynasty, which ruled from 481 to 751. To put it bluntly, almost all of them had illegitimate children. It was a common practice. The first king of the Franks, Clovis I, had several illegitimate sons before he even married his famous wife, Clotilde. Their names are lost to history, but they existed. Then there was Clothar I, who had at least 3 illegitimate sons, including one named Gundovald, who later tried to claim the throne based on his royal blood. Chilperic I and Dagobert I also had multiple children with their concubines. In fact, Dagobert's son, also named Dagobert, who would later rule as Dagobert II, was born from one such union. The list goes on with kings like Theuderic III, who had several unnamed illegitimate children. For the Merovingians, having children outside of marriage wasn't just common, it was the norm. Next up, we have the legendary Carolingian dynasty, from 751 to 987, and who better to start with than Charlemagne himself? His case is one of the most well-documented. While he had many legitimate children who became kings and queens, he also had at least 9 illegitimate children with his concubines. Famous among them were Drogo, who became a powerful archbishop, and Hugh, who became the abbot of a major monastery. There were also Richbaud, Theodoric, and Adaltrude. Even one of Charlemagne's own sons, Pepin the Hunchback, was illegitimate. Though he never officially reigned, he was a key figure who plotted to seize the throne. The trend continued with Charlemagne's successor, Louis the Pious, who had 3 illegitimate children before he was married. His son, Charles the Bald, also had several, including a daughter named Rothild. And Lothair I, who ruled as a co-emperor, had at least 2 illegitimate children. It's clear that even for this powerful and pious dynasty, acknowledging illegitimate children was a fairly standard practice. Now we enter the era of the Capetian dynasty, which lasted from 987 to 1328. Here, things started to change a bit. Compared to their predecessors, fewer Capetian kings had illegitimate children, or at least, fewer were officially acknowledged. Philip I had at least 1 illegitimate son. His successor, Louis VI, known as Louis the Fat, had 3 or 4, including a daughter named Isabel of France. Louis VII followed suit with at least 2 illegitimate sons. The famous Philip II, also known as Augustus, had 2 illegitimate daughters. One of them, Marie of France, went on to marry a count, showing how these children could still be integrated into the nobility. Interestingly, King Louis IX, who later became Saint Louis, is confirmed to have had no illegitimate children, a testament to his famous piety. Philip III, however, had 1, and his son, Philip IV the Fair, might have had 1 too, though this is still disputed by historians. So for the Capetians, we see a more moderate approach to the whole affair. After the Capetians, we have the Valois dynasty from 1328 to 1589, and with the Valois, the floodgates opened once again. These kings were famous for openly keeping mistresses, and many had illegitimate children who were well known at court. John II, called the Good, had 2, including Jean de Mortagne. Charles V had multiple illegitimate children, as did the cunning Louis XI, who had a daughter named Guyette among others. Then came Francis I, a true Renaissance king known for his love of art, culture, and women. He had many illegitimate children, though only a few are documented, like Henry de la Rue. His son, Henry II, was no different. He famously had a long-term affair with Diane de Poitiers, and had 3 known illegitimate children, including a daughter, Diane de France, whom he adored and officially recognized. For the Valois kings, having illegitimate children wasn't just a private matter. It was often a very public part of their reign. Finally, we arrive at the famous Bourbon dynasty, which ruled from 1589 until the end of the monarchy in 1848. The Bourbons took the tradition of mistresses and royal bastards to a whole new level. Let's start with Henry IV. He was one of the most prolific, with at least 11 acknowledged illegitimate children from various mistresses. His most famous offspring include Caesar de Bourbon, who was made a duke, and Gaston, who became a bishop. His son, Louis XIII, was a bit more reserved, but is noted to have one disputed illegitimate son. And then we have Louis XIV, the Sun King. His story is the most documented in all of French history. He had a staggering 14 acknowledged illegitimate children with his various mistresses, most famously Madame de Montespan. He loved these children dearly and went to great lengths to legitimize them, giving them titles like Duke of Maine and Count of Toulouse. His children, such as Louis Auguste, Louis Caesar, and Marie Anne de Bourbon, became some of the most powerful figures at the court of Versailles. His successor, Louis XV, may have even outdone him in sheer numbers. It's rumored he had over 50 illegitimate children, though most were kept secret. Only 3 were officially acknowledged. After him, the trend began to die down. Louis XVI, famous for his marriage to Marie Antoinette, is confirmed to have had no illegitimate children. His brother, Louis XVIII, had mistresses but no proven offspring. However, the last of the main Bourbon line, Charles X, returned to the old ways, having several illegitimate children, including Charles de Vintimille. And to close out our list, the very last king to rule France, Louis Philippe I, from the House of Orleans, a branch of the Bourbons, had no known illegitimate children, bringing this long-standing royal tradition to a quiet end. From warrior kings of the Dark Ages to the lavish rulers of Versailles, the story of France's illegitimate royal children is a fascinating look at the intersection of power, love, and politics. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into history.